When rejection comes to me at this point in time, hello family, hello friends, hello GOLA clan, welcome back to yet another episode of 30 Lessons at 30. My name is Kwena. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Please remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. It really helps us grow, and welcome to our clan. So today's topic was inspired by a conversation I had with a young gentleman about, I guess, relational rejection. We can call it Mojolo, the pandemic. We can call it a breakup. We can call it letting go of a relationship. We can call it anything. But I was inspired by the topic because I know that as young people, we will experience some form of rejection, whether it's getting that rejection letter from that job that you applied for, or you get a rejection letter from the school that you applied for, or you get a rejection from, I guess, an opportunity you wanted to pursue, or you get a rejection from maybe a potential business partner you are pursuing a project with. We all experience some form of rejection at some point in our lives. And I realized sometimes the resources that we have available maybe are underutilized, or we don't really talk about the topic enough, where people are comfortable to say, I've been through this, I've been through that. Because a lot of the time we see somebody at their final destination. We see somebody maybe in a married and healthy relationship. We see somebody who's already a CEO. And we think that these people have never experienced some form of rejection on their journey. And the truth is, most of them, if not all of them, have gone through some form of rejection. So I'm going to touch a bit on the topic. I'm not going to go into too much about, I guess, relational rejection, but I'm going to talk about rejection in general and as a whole. So at various points in my time, I've experienced some form of rejection in basically all areas of my life. And in my early life, teenage to early adulthood, it's something that used to crush me quite significantly, because I think at the time I felt like I needed the external validation to confirm that I'm doing good, to confirm that I am enough, to confirm that I am worthy. But now that I've grown into my own as a young woman, I know that my value is intrinsic and my value is innate. So I don't need the external person to say, Kwena, you are worthy, Kwena, you are this, Kwena, you are that. I already know that for myself. And I think it's important to teach the younger versions of ourselves, or the generations to come, that one, you are worthy just as you are, and you're beautiful, gifted, just as you are, And so that does not mean that you won't experience rejection, but I think you'll be better equipped to deal with rejection when it comes, because you'll be sure about who you are and whose you are. And as a Christian, I believe that I'm a child of God and I'm created in His image. And therefore, my value comes from Him and my value is in Him. And so when I face the world and I come into the world, I understand that I already have the stamp of approval from the Creator and from the source. So an external validation is I guess, the cherry on top of the cake. It's not the everything for me, And the second part of that is that I've found my own voice and my own intrinsic value. So again, a second well done, or a second I love your work, or a second I love you, is a bonus for me because I already love myself and I already see the value within myself. So when rejection comes to me at this point in time, I see it as a form of God saying, take a different direction. Take a moment to really reflect on why it didn't work out. Take a moment to really understand why it didn't work out. Because a lot of the time we want to be in control as human beings, but God has a greater plan and purpose for our lives. And what I found is what I wanted for myself was so much smaller than what God had planned for me. And being in those circumstances has helped me realize that I need to surrender to what God has for me and really give myself fully to that. And once I started to learn how to do that, and I'm still learning how to do that, I found that I'm less affected by rejection. So let's say I apply for a job and they say, you know what, we love what you have on your CV, we think you're great, but I don't think you're a suitable candidate. I can take it with a smile and not really be affected by it because I know my intrinsic value. Whereas before, I would have been a bit demotivated maybe, I would have been discouraged, I would have felt sad about myself. Even when it comes to relational things, I come to understand that certain things are seasonal and they don't necessarily last forever, right? And it does not take away from you, if a relationship doesn't work out, because one, you have your own identity. You are you as God created you, and you are whole and wonderful as you are. So when rejection does come, I think the first thing you need to, take as the first step would be, one, accept it for what it is. Two, ask yourself, what can I do now? What is the next step? And oftentimes that next step will reveal itself, and it is more likely than not, it is more likely than not the best option for you. And I remember one time I was needing help from a specific group of people regarding my career, and I knocked on a few doors, and guess what? They either said, yeah, we'll help you, but they never really did. Or yes, others just said no outright. Others, pretended. Like I said, they just pretended to be interested, but they were not really. And eventually I had to find my own way. I had to, do the research. I had to knock on other doors. I had to really build myself in other areas from scratch without necessarily the help and backup from certain people, right? And that experience, the one, it added so much to me in a sense that I gained the confidence to build my career, for the most part, obviously with God's help and the support of my family, on my own. And then the second being that I was able to learn things that I would have never learned had I been at somebody else's company, working under them, if that makes sense. So sometimes, like I said, we have our own plans for our lives, but God has bigger plans. And I realized that what God has for me is far greater than what I had envisioned for myself. So I don't think rejection is such a bad thing. I think if we change our view on rejection and what it really means to us, it can be an added bonus for us. It can be fuel towards the right direction. It can motivate us to do better and be better, and ultimately rejection can be something that also builds our perseverance and our resilience in the end. So yeah, that is my topic for today. If you've experienced some kind of rejection, let me know in the comments. I'd like to know, and how did you overcome it? Because I know a lot of us do struggle with it, and we have experienced it at some point, you know. And so it's important for us as we grow and evolve, know how to manage it better, and also have the right tools to also deal with it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want to support me, please stream my music. The link is in the description below. And also join the GOLA clan family. It is absolutely free 99. So yeah, thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.
To the seed of hope, we say GOLA. To eternal joy and peace, we say GOLA. To our dreams, we say GOLA, GOLA, GOLA. GOLA, 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 GOLA.